Damn, I'm looking more feral by the day. So this is going to be the last rerun of an internet fitness bullshit that I hid in one of the basic training principle videos. It's about Little Milo. The only two words I fucking know are lengthened partials, wolf. And as the newest insecure narcissist who's been added to the evidence-based internet fitness circle jerk of Brad Schoenfeld and Eric Helms and James Krieger and Menno and Mike Israetel and Brett Contreras, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some of the others. I would hate for him to feel left out because I know how important it is that everybody pay fucking attention to everything he has to say. Because God Almighty, go look at his channel or his Instagram, where every day it's a new post, a new video, a new short. Look at me, says Little Milo Wolf. He proves my point, or my belief, that these motherfuckers are better at social media than they are at their craft. NPD is a hell of a fucking disease. Anyway, let's get to the rerun. So I was informed that Little Milo Wolf made one of those ranking the such and such videos about fitness influencers. You know, the ones with the SABCDF rankings, which people actually have to have some sort of life experience to have an opinion on, by which I mean not a 24-year-old child like Milo. But I wondered for a while what level of university would give a 24-year-old a PhD anyhow, because Little Milo got his from Solent University. Well, one without an international ranking at all, one that is ranked 55th out of 61st for sport and exercise science, and 124th out of 129th overall in the RAF rankings. That level of university. Seriously, a decent American 5th grade science class would be more rigorous than that. In any case, Little Milo put me in the D category, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that he's trying to join the circle jerk and publish papers with them, because notice he put all those guys in the S category. Nope, he's totally objective. But here's the funny thing. Milo was actually in my face group for over 4 years. And I always find it interesting when people spend so much time absorbing my information when they, post-butthurt, decide to have such a low opinion of me. During those 4 years, he never said a word to me, questioned what I wrote, or criticized anything. Not once in 4 years. Weird. I'm sure Milo can address exactly why that was. Why he stayed in a group of someone that he thinks is full of shit. Anyway, what happened? Well, that bullshit 52-set study came out, and as usual, I offered my $1,000 challenge to anyone who could complete the workout. Showing more balls than most, Milo stepped up. And well, he did the workout well enough that I paid him out, something I'm sure he never mentions publicly. And then in response to something I said that he took personally and got reamed out by my group and chicken shitted out like all the rest. And then I had to kick him out for blocking me, because you can't block group admins. And then oddly, he started talking shit about me. It's almost like he got his feelings hurt, and due to being diagnosably NPD like Lane Norton, decided he hated me. Remember, 4 years in my group. I'd mentioned that he put Alex Bromley, another person who hurt his feelings, in the D category. Weird. And he ranked Paul Carter, who he was buddies with until they had a falling out with, low too. Contrast, Brett Contreras was put in the S category, along with many of the others in that little circle jerk of people. I genuinely ask you, Milo, other than hip thrusts, what has Brett ever contributed to this industry? I mean, other than being a gross misogynist who's emotionally abusive and cheated on So-Hee Lee, and bullying the homeless. It's almost like he's ranking based on who or who isn't nice to him, or who he thinks can help his career or help him get his shitty lengthened partial papers studied. Tell me I'm wrong, Milo. Tell me I'm wrong. I can't wait for his and Mike Israetel's egos to clash and for Milo to turn on Mike. NPD is a hell of a disease. But what you'd expect from someone so insecure as to demand he be called doctor? So what was Milo's issue? Why did he rank me as a D? Did he take one of my ideas and address it critically to explain why it's wrong? Did he use any science to actually invalidate any of my claims? No. That would have been intellectually honest. Well, apparently his reasoning was that I criticize researchers, or research, some gibberish like that. Now, I've been in the industry for a long time, and this has to rank as one of the top 10 stupidest things I've ever heard, especially coming from a so-called academic. But hey, go back and look at the rankings for his university. Because science is fundamentally based on criticism and debate and questioning data. If something is above criticism, that's religion, not science. Lest we forget, everyone in the circle Milo wants to be in criticizes other researchers all the time. By that I mean Brad, James, Eric, Lane, Menno, Mike. even if they consider their own sloppy work above such criticisms. Any good scientist should be able to address criticisms of the work directly and factually. Of course, this is something that exactly zero disposed evidence-based fitness industry experts has ever been able to do with my criticisms. I mean, not once. Brad makes pitiful excuses and then blocks people. Mike thinks "fuck you, Lyle" is a rebuttal. Contreras just blocks people because apparently the only way he can be a man is when he's abusing women and the homeless. Just like the fucking little bully that he is. On and on it goes. If these people are so fucking smart, why can't they bring facts to address my criticisms? If I were wrong, wouldn't they jump at the chance to point it out? And yet they never do. Weird. What I suspect the bigger issue is that I criticized that 52 set study in a long-form video. The 52 set study that all the little Instagram social media dipshits, including Little Milo Wolf, jumped on when it came out. By which I mean I looked objectively at the study, what it did, the results, and showed exactly what the paper said. By which I also mean I put screenshots from the paper of what was done, what the results were, and what the researchers themselves said about the paper. Which, as always, was not what people like Little Milo said it said. And that made him look bad. Because it was abundantly clear that he was misrepresenting the paper. And that's why the best criticism of my work he could come up with was, "Lyle criticizes research and researchers," because I made him look like the ignorant child that he is. Except I did no such thing. He made himself look ignorant by producing ignorant content. I just made people aware of the truth. To that, let me add, the researchers themselves made social media posts pointing out how badly people like Little Milo Wolf and all the others were misrepresenting and misinterpreting their data. What they said was exactly what I had said in my video about it. Hey Milo, are you going to put them in the D category? They criticized their own work because that's intellectually honest, and you were fucking wrong in what you were saying about their own paper. But here's the bottom line, Little Milo. I've been providing good information to this shitty field for 30 years, longer than you've been alive, and 3 times as long as you've had pubes, assuming you have pubes now. Ideas that I introduced decades ago are standard practice now. I introduced flexible dieting in 2004 while you were still in diapers. Based on your infantile behavior, I think you might still be in diapers. It took people a decade to realize I was right, and now that's all anybody fucking talks about, with dozens of books with the same title. I introduced the concept to the industry. People use variations on my rabbit fat loss, also from 2004, as part of all dieting practices. My keto, protein, and women's book are the be-all, end-all resources on the topic. My stubborn fat protocols from 2008 are standard for contest dieting. Recently, people have realized how little volume you need to do for maintenance, something I've been saying for 20 years. Every 5 years, people come right back to the same volume and recommendations I've made all along. It's all me, and it always has been. In contrast, you've contributed edgelord memes and shit so stupid it hurts, where your best skill seems to be in applying filters to your YouTube video thumbnails. But seriously, a century of bodybuilders use full range of motion to get bigger than you ever will be, and you unironically make this video? Dude, please. And did you really just say you wouldn't ask the tallest person in the gym how to get tall, so why ask the biggest guy how to get big? Do you really not understand the difference in a genetically determined trait of height and a modifiable trait like muscle mass? Never mind, rhetorical question. But I guess that's the kind of understanding of basic science you get when you go to a university whose PhD is worth less than what you get out of a fucking Cracker Jack box. Hi, Milo!